Young men are doomed. But are you? Are young men really doomed? Or does society want men to think that? They want young men to think there's no choice, they have no opportunities.
There is an obvious war on young men happening right now, and the objective of this war is to keep men and women divided so that we don't join together to create family units, because if there's one thing that the elites hate, it is a strong family unit. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't see this problem getting better until women, myself included, take responsibility for the hand that we've had in radicalizing men.
Hey, lovely woman making some points here, saying it's not just men. It's not just men radicalizing each other, no. It's the words. The harsh and bitter words of the modern woman radicalizing a lot of young men. Now look, partially, in part because I've made that point myself a lot. But the big question is, how can our collective governments see what's happening in society and not try to fix it? Almost not care. Almost as if they want it to happen. Like this lovely woman saying, they want to create the divide, don't they? And in creating that divide, a lot of young men are just struggling. And some would say they're struggling because they're not trying anymore. However, the question is, what should they be trying for? What should they be trying for? Because I mean, even if a lot of them do find that, great, amazing wife type woman to marry, is it actually going to make their life better? Have they seen the risks too much as to what has happened to older men? A lot of young men don't feel supported by society. And another point to add to it as well, a lot of these younger women are dating older men, aren't they? So I mean, damn. In a sense, can you blame them for not seeing a way out?
I'm gonna add this disclaimer even though I shouldn't have to. I'm obviously not saying that women are solely responsible for fixing this issue, okay? I'm not saying that. But I will say that we had a big hand in creating this problem, and it is our responsibility to partially amend it. So what's going on with young men exactly? Well, the simple answer is they are not doing well. They are not succeeding. Women are surpassing them at every level in professional careers and education, all of it. Okay, we are seeing young men struggle. They are addicted to porn. They are addicted to video games. They do not want to partake in society because they have internalized this message that society and women hate them. Now, because this is the message that they are constantly hearing from society, both online and offline, men are becoming more radical. They are looking towards figures like Andrew Tate because figures like Andrew Tate actually validate them. And we as women, we have not made this any easier for men, okay? I will give you an example of what the average experience for a man is in this current society, especially online. Men go on TikTok and what do they see?
Yeah, exactly the point I was going to make. When young men go online every single day, what do they see and hear? Yeah? What do they see and hear a lot of these young modern women saying? A lot of the conversation is about money. A lot of the conversation is about what can you do for me as a man? A lot of the conversation is I need to be provided for. Soft girl life, blah, blah, blah. Then to insult men, they talk about the male loneliness epidemic. Oh, the male loneliness epidemic. Men aren't men anymore. Why don't you go build a house? Go fight in war. Oh, men used to fight in war. Oh, men are sassy. Men are this, men are that. And in a weird way, I've mentioned this before, this is why so many young men are performative males nowadays. They're performing the male feminist. They're very in touch with their feelings and emotions type men. Basically men performing to cater to what a lot of these modern women say that they want. So on one hand, you understand it. You understand why there are performative men, why there are men going against it. The reason a lot of young men are doing it is because of what they hear every day on the internet. Like Gen Z men are very, very internet absorbed. They're a very internet absorbed generation. I mean, millennials can't talk, but we get the point. They grew up in it. We saw it happening, but they grew up in it. It's all a lot of them know. So even as older men, like we can say, like I keep saying, yeah, I don't take a lot of these women seriously. They're just talking. A lot of them are waffling for attention and or validation, regardless of what they're saying. But I'm a grown man from a different generation. A lot of these young men, they don't see that reality. They might not see it yet. They may never see it. For them, they're battling just to be seen as, oh, I'm a decent human being. I'm not a monster of a man. But this world paints me as a toxic monster of a man, and I'm just trying to be. So a lot of these younger men, they have resorted to escapisms. Escaping their sexual desires through porn. Escaping their success and their victories through games, through video games. Now, whereas we understand everything in this world is balanced, no one says you can't partake in those things, but when it's like fully absorbed into your life, when it's part of your life completely, it's like that isn't good. That's not nice. However, again, can you blame them? Again, a lot of people claim they have the answers, but yet nothing's changing. What's changed? A lot of young men feel like the world is against them. And even if it isn't, even if you say to them it isn't, I mean, honestly, can you really change the reality they see every single day? Damn.
They hear women saying, if you're not tall, rich, and hot, get out of my face. Damn. They see women doxing men online just for, sending them a DM on Instagram. just because they're ugly. They see women saying, men used to go to war and die and now they just take pictures. They see all of this and it just reinforces this idea that society hates them and that women hate them. I don't know about you, but I would also not want to partake in a society that makes me feel that way. I would also not want to couple up with the gender that's making me feel that way. Now look, this conversation is very nuanced. I'm not saying this is the sole reason why men are becoming radicalized, because it's not. But it is a portion of it, right? And this is something that we as women can control. So ladies, I need you to stop complaining that there are no good guys out there. Because first of all, that's not true. And also, we are not creating an environment that is going to facilitate the growth of good men. We are creating an environment that makes them want to be reclusive. Because all we're doing is shouting, you suck, we hate you, get out of our faces.
But you know, the interesting thing is, the whole good guy conversation, there aren't any good men conversation, that conversation's BS as well. A lot of us as men, we understand and know that conversation's BS. Because we also know a lot of women, a lot of these younger women, not all of them actually want a good guy. All of them don't even want a decent man. Especially a lot of these younger women, they want to have fun. No, it's about the fun. They're in their fun years. Yeah? A lot of them, some would say, partake in their hoe phases. I'm a little hoe phase. Yeah, sure. That's cute. But the point is, there isn't much excitement and fun in being a stable, put-together young man, is there? No, there isn't. That's why on another end, the men that are running rampant out here, a lot of them are F-boys. It's like, can you blame them as well? They're just running through women. Can you blame them? On one hand, weirdly enough, you have a lot of young men who focus their time and energy not on making themselves better, not trying to get this money, education, career, whatever. A lot of them spend their time running through women, going from woman to woman, bed to bed, chick to chick. Yeah, the young men who can do that, if they can do that, a lot of them are doing that. But in the end, over time, they will amount to nothing. They will amount to nothing. So, yeah, young men, always focus on getting your bag. Always focus on getting that money, young men, always. Women aren't going anywhere. No, please. Always focus on getting your money, in whatever way you get your money. Focus on that. But the point is, whether men are escaping into corn, video games, or the jaws off some next chick, the point is, a lot of young men do feel like it's useless nowadays. It's pointless. They feel like society isn't set up for them to even be successful anymore. Nuclear family? Nuclear family. In this economy? Yeah, good luck, bro. Good luck. Unless you become an insanely rich man, it's like, okay, good luck, bro. Good luck. So the sad reality is, a lot of young men feel defeated before they've even began, before they've even started. So for as sad as it is, you sort of understand why a lot of them do escape into these fake fantasy worlds. The real world makes them feel insufficient. Reminds them they're not enough. Sadly.
And I already know that some feminists are going to attack me in the comments saying, okay, pick me, okay, pick me, okay, pick Misha. But I don't care. I don't care, okay? I think it's very important that women are talking about this, okay? Because this is a problem. This is a problem in society. Men make up half of our population, okay? We want strong men. We need strong men in society.
Oh, you do?
As much as you probably don't want to hear that, it's the truth, okay? Yeah.
You know, I'm not making this from the perspective that all hope is lost and you just gotta give up, young men give up. No. Completely, that's the opposite. There is so much more for young men to focus on. Again, women are always going to be there. But one thing you have to do as a young man is to build yourself up, is to create and build your own resources for you, for yourself. Chasing these funds to fund a woman is one of the worst things you could do as a modern young man. The reality is you have to chase everything you want in this world for you before anyone else. The world is yours. Have a nice day.
Men used to go to war and die, and now they just take pictures.